Hello
Thank you.
everyone, welcome to tutorial 3, and we saw in the previous two tutorials how to make all of the movements of our game. So in this tutorial we see how to make winning and defeat condition of our game. Then we'll also see how to complete the UI of our game, and we'll see how scene changing works in Unity, and after that our game will be complete. So let's start with Unity. Okay, so this was the game. There our last tutorial. Let's just see it once again. Okay, so our splashes are taking place, but they are not being destroyed. So first of all, we'll have to change that, and we are losing. Okay, so I think everything is working fine. Let's open our ball controller and let's make the splash disappear. So this is where we initiated it. So let's go destroy splash cone, splash clone, I mean, and we'll destroy it after 3F. That is 3 seconds. So let's go and play. Let it load for a while. Okay, let's see. Yeah, so they have started to destroy. It's okay, but it is a little bit too much. So let's do it 2F instead of 3F. Let's check now. Yes. So now this is starting to look really good. And as you can see, our main game is now complete. So we'll start with making the UI. Okay, and in this we'll also see a little bit of animations too. So first of all, let's go ahead, right click over here, and then in UI, first of all we'll add our canvas. So now our canvas is here. I'll just shift this up. So one thing to keep in mind is that event system is really important whenever you are working with canvas. So canvas won't work without an event system. And event system basically has all of our values of horizontal axis, vertical axis, or of those things. So it is kind of a controller for a game. So it's okay to have that. And then in canvas scaler, we have to come here and change our setting with scale to screen size so that our game can adapt to different screens and match width or height is correct. And then we want to do it 0.5 so that width and height are matched accordingly. I mean, same, so that uh, how much ever the width increases, the height also increases. And also, whenever you see this, you just keep in mind that you have 9:16 selected because that is what we are going to see. We'll take 768, say it by 1024. So this will be our HD pixels, and this would be for all of our games. Now then, after we have added our canvas, let's go ahead and add the level name. So I'll come to UI and then TextMesh Pro. So first of all, we'll have to import the TextMesh Pro essentials. Let it import, and then we'll also import the TMP examples and extra, because we don't have many fonts in the essentials. We only have one font and I don't want to download other fonts. So let's just see with this. Okay, so now we have imported everything. So first of all, let's go and call this level 1. We want it in all caps. So this looks okay. And then we are going to change the font. So let's just check which font will look good. Okay, so I think that Osvaldo Bold is looking good. It is in the sync with our game. So let's go and align it in the center. And now we are going to give it the top position in our game. So let's do that. And the level 1 would be at minus 100. It is a bit too much. Let's give minus 60. Yes, and we want to increase its font size to somewhere about there. Let's give it an even 70. This looks good. Let's save it. And if you want, you can change the vertex color from here. You can make it whatever you want. I think that white only looks good for our purpose. I'll leave it as white. And then you can also give it some outline if you want. This looks good. Let's save it, and let's also rename this, because when you actually make the game, you will have many levels. And let's just call it level, and you can just copy and paste the scene and you can just use it up. So it would be better if you just name your things accordingly. So now we have level 1. What we want now is a progress bar. So let's go to canvas again, right click, and then in UI we are going to add image. So I saw some error here over here. So let's do this nothing. Okay, let's save it. Come to our image. We'll call this progress bar. Yeah. So now what we'll have to do is we'll have to import an image, because the default images which we have, all of them have borders. Okay, so now what we'll have to do is we'll okay, so now what we have to do is we have to import an image which is like just a plain white colored image. So I'll just go ahead and import it real quick. So import new asset. So I'm importing this image right now. Okay, so now our image is imported. Let's go ahead and make it a 2D and UI sprite. We'll apply this, and then we'll come back to a progress bar and we'll just drag and drop this image over here. So now that we have a square image, let's go ahead and do it filled. So from radial we'll make it, let me just show you this also once. So this is what happens with radial. So you can use this if you are using a circle and you want like a circular progress bar. And then we have horizontal. So horizontal is like this, which we are going to use. And then we also have vertical, and the vertical fills up vertically, and the others, which is radial 180 and radial 360. So you can use any of these. So right now I'm going to use horizontal, and the fill origin will be from left. If you do it from right, then it fills in the opposite direction. So whichever you want, we are going to use left. And let's just give it top also, and I'll make this somewhere around minus 100, little bit more than this. Let's do it 120, and then we'll decrease its width. I'm sorry, we'll increase its width to like 600. Yes, that looks okay. And we are decreasing the height to 25. So this will be a background of a progress bar, and we'll go ahead and right click and in the UI we'll add another image to this, and we'll call that image bar, and this is also going to be the same. Let's make this one stretch, and let's increase the left so that it reaches over here. So we just wanted a little bit smaller than that, so we'll use 3, or let's use 5. Yeah, then in right also we'll use 5, and then this we'll do 1, and this also we'll do 1. So we are going to make it green in color, and this looks okay. So we also want to add a square to this, and then we are going to keep it filled, and from radial 3 we'll keep it horizontal, and let's see how it fills up. So this is filling up pretty good. So let's go ahead, and in the progress bar now we don't need the square like this, so we are going to keep it simple, and we will select input field background. So what happens is that input field background has a border, and we can keep it sliced, and then you can see what happens if we do this. So this is what we want. Let's increase the width is okay, let's increase the height to like 30. Yes, 30 is fine. You have to decrease the bar a little bit. Let's do 2, and this also will do 2. Actually, let's see what happens if we give this 5. Yeah, so 5 is a bit much, so we'll just change all of these to 4. Let's save it and come to our progress bar, and let's see now. We want to give it a type of rounded corner effect. So you just play around with this and see what turns out nice. So yeah, 0.8 is okay. Let's save this up. So our bar is made. Okay, so now our bar is made. We just need to change its value with progress. So we are going to use the borders that we made, and whenever it passes a border the value will increase. So let's go ahead and see how many border values we had. So let's see, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 14 and 15. So totally we had 15 borders. So our progress bar will progress 15 times. So let's see how we'll do that. We'll go to our script, ball controller, and then we'll use unity engine.ui also. So let's copy paste this and UI, and then we'll give public image bar. Okay, so now that we have it, we'll come to our on trigger enter. So uh, as soon as we are triggering our border, so what we'll do is we'll also change our camera, and we'll also increase the value of our bar. So let's give it once more. Let's comment it so that we know what we are doing. Let's name it progress bar, and then we'll script it. So we use the name bar for our image, so we'll use bar dot fill amount is equals to 1 divided by 15, because we are doing 15 parts of 1, and we'll just add it to our bar dot fill amount. So this is going to be it. So let's go ahead and see. Let's open this and come to our ball, and we'll assign the bar image. So let's go to bar and make its value 0. Now let's check. Okay, so our value did not increase like that. Let's see what we did wrong. Okay, so what I think the error is happening is that it is not calculating this up correctly. It is not giving this a float value. So one thing that we can do is we can just come here and give private float bar fill, and we can just assign this over here. This is 1 divided by 15f, and let's just add bar fill over here. Now let's check. Okay, so it is still not happening. So let's just cut it from here, and let's paste it over here. Let's save this up, and instead of giving this, let's just give 0.5, and let's see if it works, and then we'll figure out what value and how we should give it so that it increases correctly. Okay, so this is working. So our only problem is that in C sharp we can't calculate 1 by 15, I think. So we'll just do one thing. We'll go to our calculator here, and we'll calculate 1 divided by 15, which is equals to 0.066. So we'll just take that value, 0.0667, let's give, and now our code should work properly. So let's see. Okay, so as you can see that our bar is now working properly. Let's save it, and let's do one more thing. After our camera has moved, let's just destroy the object so that there is no interference. So destroy other dot game object. Okay, so now I think that our progress bar is complete. So we can also do one more thing with our progress bar, and that is we can change its color also, because we are using white color, so we can just put any color over it. So let me show you how it is done. So we'll come to our update. If bar dot fill amount is equals to 0.33, if it's not equals to, it is smaller or equals to, then what we'll do is bar dot color equals to color dot red, else if bar dot fill amount, let's copy this, is greater than 0.66 f, then we'll just do bar dot color equals to color dot yellow, and then else bar dot color equals to color dot green. So let's go ahead and check if it is happening now. Let's play it, and we'll go down, and as you can see it is red. Oh, sorry, I lost the game. Let's play again, a little bit more carefully this time. Still red, and now it becomes yellow. Okay, let's pass the green mark and we'll see if it is also becoming green. So yeah, it is also becoming green, so I think this is enough. Let's save it. So our progress bar is also made, and now we want to make the defeat and the win condition. So let's start with that. Let's go to canvas and let's make this nothing so that there is no error. Save this up, and okay, so but there is one problem with it. If we make it like that, then we are losing our level. So yeah, let's just do everything then. Use of and overlay canvas cycle. Okay, so this is not a major error, so we don't need to look at it. Let's just save it. And now we want to make our defeat condition. So for that, let's come to canvas and then right click, and on the UI we'll select panel. So let's zoom it out, let's look at our panel, and now we don't want it to be this big. So first of all, let's reduce it, and we don't want it to be stretched, we just want it to come in the center. After this, so we don't want it to be this big, so let's just decrease its width. Let's give it 400 and 600, something like this. And we also don't want any alpha channel, we just want it to be full. And let's give it a little bit of a round shape like this. Yeah, this looks pretty good, so let's make it 0.3, and this we'll call defeat, and we are just going to copy and paste it, and we will call it header, that is a child of this, and its width is going to be 200 and its height is going to be 100. So let's just take it up somewhere like this. So this is okay. We are going to right click on it, and in UI we are going to give Text Mesh Pro. We'll write defeat, and then all of our alignments are center, and this color is going to be a dark red, and we are going to use Oswald Bold. Let's increase the font like this. This looks better. Let's see. Yeah, so this also looks better. So this is okay. Let's make this 47. Always try to keep everything even. Let's close this up, and then now we are going to add two buttons. So for that I'm also going to import an PNG image. So you can find these images in the internet very easily. So these images are available for free. So now that this is done, let's apply this, make it a sprite 2D and UI, and then let's open up, and we also want to make this multiple because a single image has many little buttons in it. So we are going to apply this, and then we are going to open sprite editor. So you will see this that it says no sprite editor window registered, please download 2G sprite package. So we'll make this okay. We'll go to window and then package manager. Okay, so you will find that there are some packages which I'm using and you don't have. So for those also you can just do the same thing. Let's go to the search bar and search for sprite. And we have the 2D sprite here. So we want to install this. Let's install it. Okay, so now our sprite 2D sprite extensions are installed. So let's go to console, clear up the errors, and now we have this. So now let's go to sprite editor, and then we are going to slice, and let's see what happens with automatic. And we are getting the correct slices for each of these. But if you don't want that, you can also grid by cell count, and you can just go give the rows and columns. So what I have already is okay, so I'll just apply it, and I'll close this up. Now when you open this, you can see we have all of our buttons sliced up. So let's go to defeat again, and then I'm going to UI and an image. So we later make this image into a button. So when is going to be retry, then I'm just going to copy and paste this, and this one is going to be our back button. So let's come to retry now, and this is our retry button. Let's put it up, and this is our back button. Let's put this up over here, and now we are going to position them. So let's just take our retry first, and our retry is going to be on this side, like this. So position will make 90. So in this one we are just going to make this minus 90 and minus 190. Okay, so this looks good, and we just want to add one more text. In the UI we go to Text Mesh Pro, and we are going to say this is our message. So let's put it over here, and the message is going to be you lost, and we are going to make this completely black. So let's increase the font to somewhere about 60. We want it aligned at the center, and this looks good. So we'll also give this background a reddish type of color, but before that let's make the win also. So we're just going to copy and paste it, call this win, and let's deactivate this for now so that we are only seeing a win. And in the header we are going to say success, and this is going to dark green color. So this is fine. Let's close this up. And our other message is going to be you won. So this is okay. Let's save this, and now we can color this up. So this panel is going to be a light colored green, something like this. And we also want to increase its alpha channel to make it a little bit more transparent, like this. This looks nice. And then in our header also we are going to give a green color, something like this. So let's save it, and we are going to deactivate it for now. Let's activate our defeat, and let's give this a reddish color. Decrease the alpha channel, make it transparent. And these look good. So let's go ahead and I'll show you how to make animations. So I'll just open those tabs again so I can show you where I open them from. So come to window, then in animation, open animation, and then also in window come to animation and open animator. So we generally need both of these, so let's just go ahead and set it up over here. So the shows to begin animating defeat. Let's create an animation clip. So let's press on create, and then we want a new animation folder for this. So let's just go to new folder, and animation, and this is our defeat animation. So defeat.anim. After this, we want the animation to be of 1 second, so we'll just press on record and we are going to scale this animation. So let's press R over here for scaling, and let's decrease the scale down. So at first we'll need the scale to be 1, and then on our 30 seconds we'll make the scale 0.5, and then on our 1 second mark we are again going to make the scale 1. Okay, so let's stop our recording, and we don't want any anchored position, so just remove this property, and let's stop our recording now and let's play the animation. Yeah, so this looks good and it won't loop, so we want to also make the loop off. So let's come to animator. So this is our animation clip. Let's double click on this and let's do the loop time off. Now we're going to save this. Let's come back to animation. So our defeat is made. Let's deactivate and let's make the win active true. Now we create an animation for this also. Let's create, and we'll call this win. So I'm going to do the same thing for win also. I'm going to make the scale 1 at first, then at 30-second mark we are going to do this. We are going to do 0.5, and then again at our 1 second mark we are going to make this 1 again. Now let's stop recording. Let's see the animation. Okay, this looks good. And now what we want to do is we want to come in our animator, select this clip. So I'm double clicking on this and then loop time off. Then we press Ctrl S to save it, and our win and defeat are made. So let's just shut it down for now. Let's save it, and we want to activate it whenever we win or lose. So let's come to our script again, and in the game object I'm going to add win and defeat. Okay, so now that this is done, over here after making the time.timescale 0, we are going to say, if the tag is finished, then we are going to say win.setActive is true, and when we have lost, then defeat.setActive equals to true. So let's go ahead and assign the values of win and defeat. So this is a win and this is defeat. Let's play and see if both of them are working properly. Okay, so it is activating, but we saw that it is not animating. So this is because we are making the time.timescale 0. So what we'll have to do is, let's select our win and defeat, and then in our update mode we are going to do unscale time. So after saving this, let's play and see. Okay, so we are getting our animation and we just need to make the buttons now. So let's open up, select retry and back. we are going to do add component. Let's also select the ones from Win. Just press Ctrl and select to select multiple. Okay, so after selecting them, we are going to do add component, and then we are going to add button. And let's just press on the plus sign. So now what we want to do is we want to make a game manager which will control all of our buttons. So we are going to create empty, and this empty we are going to name, and this empty object we are going to name game manager. Let's bring it all the way up, and its position should also be 0 and 0 in X as well as Y. So now let's save this up. Let's come to our script. We are going to create a new script which we are going to call C# script, and it is going to be game manager. Okay, so you see this is also a script, but Unity understands a game manager, so it is giving a different icon. So let's open this up. We don't need any start. Actually, we need start, but we don't need the update. So in start, we are going to do time.timescale equals to 1, so that when we restart our game, our time again becomes 1, because we are making it 0 whenever we are winning or losing the game. So let's do this, and then we are going to make the scripts for our button. So let's do void, actually let's do public void, and on retry. So this is just a name, you can give any name that you like. So I'll just copy it and paste this 2-3 times, and let's rename them. So this is on back, and this one is on next. So we have on retry, on back, and on next. What we are going to use now is using unity.scene management, using Unity engine scene management, and on retry we are going to do scene manager load scene, and it is showing in scene build index. So let me show you what build index is first. Let's come here, and in file and build settings you go here and you just add open scenes. So the scene is already added, and it is scene/level1, and I'll show you how to add other scenes when we make them, like the main menu and a copy of the level 1 to make the level 2. So that was it. So now let's go back to retry, and we'll write dot get active scene dot build index. So this will get a current scene, and it will load the scene from a scene manager, and then let's just copy it, and on back we are going to do build index -1 to go to our previous scene, and on next we are going to paste this, and this will take to our next scene. So let's save this up, and we also want to build one more, which is when we quit our application, which we are going to use in our main menu. So we'll do on quit, and that would be application dot quit. So let's save this up. So our game manager is ready. Let's remove this, we don't want these. Let's save it up and come back to Unity, go to retry and select all of them first. And the game object is the object which has a script for a button, so it is our game manager. And now let's select the retry and we are going to give it first we'll have to assign the script to our game manager. So let's give game manager script and then let's select the retry, and now you see that we have our game manager script and we are going to do on retry. Let's save this up, and then in our defeat we'll also have back. So we'll go to game manager on back. Let's save this up also, and here we don't need back but we need next in its place, and we are also going to change their position. So the retry is actually going to be -90 and the next is going to be 90. So it is just that I know what I'm doing. You can also just set it active and see, and in the next I am going to choose a different image which is going to be next and not back. So for next I'm simply going to use the play image, or else what you can also do is let's just rotate its Y. Let's press E to rotate, and we are going to rotate the Z to 180 so that it is next. Okay, so also what we can do is we can just flip it. So let's just give it 180 and this becomes our next now, and in our no function we are going to go to game manager and we are going to do on next. So this is pretty much set up. So let's just make two more scenes that will be our main menu and our next level. So let's close this, let's save all of it and let's show this in our explorer, and we are going to make two copies of it, and one we are going to call main menu and the other copy we are going to call level 2. Let's save this up, close our window, and now we have two more levels. So let's open level 2. I'm just going to make some slight changes in it, like the tag is going to be level 2 so that we know our level has changed, and I think I'm also going to change the background color a little bit. Let's make it something like this. Let's save this up, and you see that there is some problem with our alignment. So let's open the level up and we just need to increase the width. Okay, this is fine. Let's close this up. This is done. Now let's come to our main menu, and now we don't want our ball in the main menu. We don't even want, we want the lights, we don't want the borders, and we don't want to give, let's give the shaft controller script. It would look nice in this. And let's remove the progress bar, and we are going to keep win for now because we are just going to edit it. And then let's call this main menu, and we are going to bring it all the way down over here, and let's increase its width even further, something like 500, and we are going to increase the font size somewhere like this. Let's take it a bit up, W, and like this. And let's also change the camera's color in this one also. This looks okay. Let's save it up, and now let's make our win active. And now we don't need a header in this one, so let's delete that. We also don't need the message and the retry. Let's make both of these 0, and the position also let's give 0 for now. I'm going to select the retry. I'm going to rename it, which is going to be play, and the play, let's just take it a bit higher, and the next is going to be quit actually, so let's rename it to quit, and let's select both of them and make the height and width 150. Let's bring the quit down, and we are going to add text in these also. So let's go with Text Mesh Pro, and we are going to call it play. This is going to be all bold and black. And we are going to choose Anton SDF. Let's bring it down. The font size is this much, and let's copy it and paste it. Let's bring it down. Oh, lost it. Copy and paste here. Bring it down. We are going to call it quit. Save this up. Make it a child of this one. This looks okay. We are going to name this menu, and we are going to change the color a bit also. Let's make it somewhat like this. Yes, this looks nice. And then let's come to our play and quit buttons. So we already have a game manager selected, so let's go to game manager, and this is our play button, so it is going to be on next, and this is our quit button, so this is going to be on quit. Let's save this, close up, close this also, and let's come to our file, build settings, and we are going to add a main menu. Just drag and drop it, or you can also do add open scenes. So this is going to be our first scene. Let's move it up. This is going to be our second scene, and this is going to be our third scene. Let's go ahead and save this. Let's play and see if everything is working correctly. Oh, before that, let's make the quit button, we have to change its UI. Come to images, and this is going to be a quit. Okay, so now we are done. Let's play this, and we are going to do play. So our level 1 has loaded correctly. Let's see what happens. Let's lose and let's try a retry first. So we are retrying the level, no problem there, and we have lost. Let's go to back and we reach our play, and then quit also works, but we can't see it over here. And we also have to change our play button. Okay, so let's come to play, open this up. This is our play button. Let's put it over here. This looks nice. Let's see if we can win the level and go to the next one. So you see somewhere we are missing the splash. You can just increase the vector that we gave. And we won. Let's press next. Okay, so the next is not working right now. Let's open it up and see if we missed to assign that. Scene and level 1. And we have given one next. So let's see what the problem is. On next we are getting build index +1, so it should work. Let's just make this active, play once. And the retry is working, but our button is not. So let's see what's happening. Let's open up canvas, and in our level 1 and our win, let's see what's happening with the next button. Okay, so you saw it. So what is happening is that because we are flipping it up, so the side which we want to see is not really visible. And let's just make the 0, and we'll replace this with some, we're going to replace this with some other UI image. So let's just give play for now. Yeah, this also looks good. There's no problem with this. Let's play and see. Yeah, so this is changing. It's okay. Let's just deactivate it. Save this up. Okay, so our game is complete now. Let's go to our scenes and our main menu. This is where our game will start from. And let's check the build settings once again. And the build settings are also okay. And then let's go to, I'm going to show you how to build this game. So file and build settings. So right now I can show you how to do it for Android. So if you don't have any Android modules loaded, because some people don't load them, they are like 1 or 2 GB. So what you can do instead of this is you can go to this cloud icon over here and it will open a services tab. You can select an organization. You can select an organization, let it load. And what we are going to do is we are going to do something called the cloud build. So cloud build is really good. So in this you don't have to install any modules. So I have this organization already, so I'll just go ahead and create a Unity project ID. You can go and check this out in the dashboard also. Okay, so after loading, this will show the screen preparing your project for Collaborate. So Collaborate is something that you can do if you have Unity Pro, and you don't really have to use Collaborate with Teams because that is only available in Unity Pro. You can just collab it in the cloud, which is all that we need. So let's just go ahead and do this. Okay, so let's switch on cloud build, and while it is happening, let's just collaborate. You can just comment it what you're collaborating, so you can do this at every step also. And I'm just going to publish my changes. So it will take some time to upload. Till that, you can select for what platform you want to build for. We are going to choose Android, and then next, and you can leave all of this as default and just shut down auto build. We don't really need that. And then we have to give a name for it, so let's just call it com.helix.game. And then after it is collaborated, I'll go for build. So let's just let the collaborate complete. Okay, so now that our collaborate is complete, so let's go ahead over here and let's press build. Okay, so our build is now queued and it will start in a few seconds, and after like 9-10 minutes our build will complete, and we can just press here and we can get a build ID. We can get a link to share and a link to download our app. So I'll show that to you. So after the build has started, so you can go ahead and also check the view live log. So it will just open up your browser and take you to the developer cloud, that is Unity dashboard, and you can just see what all is happening. You can also check if there are some errors. So you may sometimes get some errors if there is like if there is a compilation error in your script and something like that. So let's go ahead, and it says no library cache found, all assets will be re-imported. So this will happen the first time that you start the cloud build, and after that there will just be some of the changes, and you can see the changes over here. And this was the change that I did, which included 654 file changes. And you can also check the full live log. And you can check for any errors that come over here. So right now I'm not encountering any error. And after the build is complete, you can just come here and it will tell you when successful or failed or cancelled, whatever you do. And after that, let this complete and I'll show you how you can download your app. And it is successful. It took total 14 minutes. So now let's press on this and then share a link, and let's just copy this link, and you can give this link to anyone who wants to download this app. This was it for Helix Jump 3D. Thank you.